this is the first night after 3 or 4 months that I have slept like a log. No pain, no discomfort, and the feeling of relaxation which I am passing through now is indescribable after 3 months. And she told me she had only taken 2 doses of that medicine. So is it a placebo? Not only this, people go on reporting back to their hospitals, their surgeons, their doctors. They see the case, they said, well, it has happened, but we can't believe it. This is observation. And observation is scientific. Whether you fail to understand how it is brought about, it does not matter. What you see happening is truth. And nobody can poo-poo it by saying theoretically it is not possible. If it's happening, then it has happened. So the homeopathic observations of cure are an observed phenomenon, a demonstrable phenomenon. A medicine which works in this case works also in that case. If the symptoms remain the same, it works. It works even on animals. I once cured the cancer of a horn, of the base of the horn in a cow, which still is considered to be incurable by the allopathic system. You know, when this cattle suffers from the base of the horn cancer, it kills them within a week. So one Ahmadi doctor, veterinary doctor, once came to me. He said there is some she-buffalo owned by somebody. The buffalo is of highest quality, very precious. And nothing can be done for it because she's suffering from that sort type of cancer. And according to our science, it can't be cured. I gave that doctor a dose of Sorinum 1000, a single dose. I said, give it to the cow and report after some days. And after the week was over, after the 10 days over, after the month was over, the cow was still enjoying good health, or she-buffalo it was, I think. And he was amazed, so he took some more medicine from me and tried it on some other similar cases and reported success in almost every case. Hardly 1 or 2 cases were lost out of 20 or so which he treated, and then, do you call it placebo?
No, I don't. So, as you say, it's been widespreadly, there's been proving it's widespread, but why, as a homeopath yourself, why do you see the medical profession not accepting it or not wanting to accept it?
You're talking of history. You're talking of medical profession of 100 years ago. Now they have changed their attitude so positively in favor of homeopathy that every day greater number of allopaths are turning to homeopathy in this very country. And the practice of homeopathy is becoming popular everywhere in Europe and other countries of the world. So gone are the days when they used to say, as a class, homeopathy is nothing. Now they're joining more and more to the homeopathic system and benefiting from it. You must have seen a program history somewhere.
No, I appreciate that. I just thought if there was...
I mean, some television program of historic nature, it used to be.
No, I'm studying it myself. Recently.
Yourself? Acha, good.
Assalamu alaikum. In the past few years, there have been a number of books which purport to the theory...
Come closer to the microphone, yes?
Purport to the theory that the radiocarbon dating on the Turin shroud was manipulated in some way.
It is right.
They state that the shroud is...
You see, I have put some Ahmadi scholars on the trail of these people, these scientists, and what is happening. And now, with the grace of Allah, even Christian scholars, scientists and religious people as well, have raised their voice against the fraud committed at a very high level in case of carbon dating of the
Turin shroud.
The shroud of Turin. And recently a book has been published in America. I think I have brought a copy with me, but I didn't find time to read it. But fortunately for me, other Ahmadis read it and send me the gist of their finding, and then I have to just scan through and get only to a few passages where I must read them concentratedly. So all this is now being given a public exposure. It was a fraud committed in collusion with some Catholic Christian authorities. Right?
Right.
Assalamu alaikum. My question relates to the National Lottery, and I hope everyone is aware that it is prohibited.
I've already told the administration here to announce it to Ahmadis at the beat of the drum that this is haram, positively illegal in Islam to do that, and forbidden in Islam. You see, what will you gain from it? 1 million people or more will suffer for the sake of one person or two accidentally running into money which he cannot handle anyway. See, a system which creates peaks, and even very narrow peaks of capitalists here and there, and lowers the common level of the have-nots to still a lower level, a deeper level of, being poor people. This is not a good system at all.
Yeah,
and then a voice is being raised by the wise English thinkers as well. They say there are enough problems we are facing with the growing attitude of irresponsibility. Now you have introduced this lottery system, and whatever was left of responsibility in the attitude of the British will be thrown overboard now, will be wiped out. Because the very system creates an attitude which is not responsible. You speculate, you risk, because you have no regular way of working in a superior manner so that your money grows. That is the real challenge of economy. So when you escape that route and run into the route of dices, as they are thrown, they may be cast in your favor or against you. That's just a chance. So it is a meaningless system which further corrodes the attitudes of a people. They become less responsible in their thinking.
I agree with you totally. It was, recently I heard a report that in Spain that it's become so traditional that people are buying lottery tickets that even children in their early teens are spending their pocket money.
See, that's it.
In buying lottery tickets. My question is in your view,
When is yet to come?
Sorry?
The question is yet to come?
Is yet to come, yes.
I thought I had answered it.
When is a investment not a gamble?
When is what?
When is a investment not a gamble? Not a gamble.
How?
In the sense of stocks and shares, people consider it as to be a gamble, and other people consider it to be an investment, and you get your.
You see, speculations are a sort of gambling, a form of gambling, which sometimes plays havoc with the peace of hundreds of thousands of people. It is even more dangerous than ordinary small-scale gambling. Because in the small-scale gambling, everybody knows what he's in for. He's ready mentally to lose a pound or two. So he can sleep over it. Slightly hurt, of course, but still he can survive. But the type of gambling you are suggesting, I have seen people who suffered in large numbers, not exceptionally one or two, large numbers during the last financial crisis because of this type of speculation. And they lost not only their own money, but the money they had borrowed from their friends, from their parents, and the money which they cheated people out of their pockets, And then they had to run away and